the divisional round of playoffs this week. It's Friday night. We are coming off a very crappy week of betting on games. Let's put it that way. If it wasn't for a Marquise Colston fumble ahead for about 5 yards, we would have really done like shit. But because of that little fumble, his first catch was more than, what, 10 yards?
10 and a half.
10 and a half yards, so we get paid. So this week, let's see if we can do a little bit better. I think after we did our little thing last week, I actually still do have my two final teams, do you?
Yep.
So we're not doing that bad.
Because my two final teams didn't play last week. That's why I still have them.
One of mine did. Speaking of that one, it's New Orleans. They're a 3.5-point favorite going to San Francisco. I still like New Orleans on the road in this game at 3.5 points. I think they are still on a mission. I mean, they look really good. They're going to throw up a ton of. I don't know if they're going to throw up a ton of points this week, but I don't think San Francisco is going to have the offense to keep up with them, even being at home and having the home crowd support. Give me New Orleans. I'm going to take the 47. I'm going to actually go under that because I think it's going to be a close game, but when I say close, 7 points.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under also, 47, but I'm going to take San Francisco at home. This is a team that I guess has been a little underrated throughout the year, even though people know they're good. Defensively, they're very dominant in the up front. Secondary's had some problems as of late. I like them to come in here and make a statement. I like New Orleans to win, but I think San Francisco's going to cover 3.5. I think it's going to be a 3-point game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, I think. I think the only reason I'm picking San Francisco is because of their attack out of the backfield. Not only do you have Sproles and Thomas, and who's the other guy I'm missing?
You got Thomas, Ivory,
Sproles. With those three guys that are quality backs coming out of the backfield, I think they're going to be able to kind of tame the rush from San Francisco. And, they might not have the deep ball that they like to throw at home, but they're going to have enough of those outs that with, Sproles speed, they're going to be able to do it. So, yeah, we'll see.
And I think for San Francisco, they've got to try and control the ball.
Yeah.
Got to have Frank Gore have a big game and try and keep that offense off the field. The more they can do that, the better chance they have.
Next up, we have New England at home, a 13.5-point favorite over Denver. The over-under on this is 50.5 points. I'll just start out with that. I'm actually going to take the over on this one. New England doesn't have a very good defense. Denver doesn't have a very good offense. That combined, New England at home, we saw this game, 5 weeks ago, and I think it was, 40-21 or something like that at the end.
So it was over 60 points.
It was one of those games where I think that New England had the gas pedal on and took it off at the end, and Denver came back with make it closer but still didn't cover. I think we're going to see more of the same, especially being at home, being the playoffs. I just don't think Denver's going to have any offense or enough offense to keep up with New England's offense. So 13.5. Tebow screwed us last week by winning. We actually had a decent parlay that was on track till that win by Denver. But I think it's going to be different this week. The Tebow magic is over.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over also, and I am going to take New England to cover 13.5. New England in the last game, Buffalo down 21-0 in the first half. They scored 49 straight. I think they're going to kind of ride that momentum, get off to a big start early. Denver will score, but I like New England to take this game with not really any issues.
Yeah, I think weather's not going to be a factor for either one of these teams. Both of them are used to playing in the cold weather. New England's actually had playoff experience in real crappy weather. Look for that to actually probably help them maybe just a little bit being at home. I do know the weather's going to be cold in all the places except probably San Francisco, which probably have nicer weather. But everywhere else, I think it's supposed to be really cold. And speaking of somewhere else, we've got Baltimore at home, a 7.5-point favorite over Houston. I'm going to actually take Houston to cover this point spread. I'm not sold on Baltimore's offense. Houston's defense is going to be able to keep Baltimore in check. I actually see Baltimore winning this game, though, but covering 7.5, I don't think they're going to be able to do. 36 is the over-under. I'm actually going to take the over. I don't have any specific reason why, other than I think Arian Foster showed me in their game last week that he can carry a team. And I know Baltimore's at home, and they're going to be able to try and stop that rush, and you got T.J. Yates or whatever as your quarterback. And I just think that he's going to be able to carry their team this week. And plus, we were mentioning this earlier, they do have Andre Johnson, and he looked fairly decent last week. And it's a shame. I want Houston to win this game, actually. I guess I'm rooting for them. I don't think they're going to be able to, but it's amazing what Houston's actually done to get to this point. And if they win this game, I'm not going to be surprised one bit, just because of the run they've been on. It's better than what Tebow's doing, and Tebow's getting all the attention, with what Houston's been doing team-wise. So
yeah, when you look at this game and you look at Houston, who would have thought you'd be saying that defensively you probably favor Houston's defense over Baltimore's right now? Their defense has just played outstanding the whole year, even with all the injuries they've had on offense, with Schaub and Johnson. Foster missed a game here and there. Defense has kept them, on a winning streak, even though they faltered at the end. I like Houston to cover 7.5 here against Baltimore. I kind of agree with Jason. I could see where they could pull out a victory here. But having Johnson back will help. I'm going to take the over also, but I do think Baltimore will win this game. But Houston, it's just sad to think that they had all their pieces. They could probably be playing at home right now, and I think they have a good shot at going far, but I don't see it happening this year.
If they would have been totally healthy, I could have saw them and New England playing at Houston, and who knows what happens then.
Right.
Look for a shootout in that game. But we don't, but look for Baltimore to win this game. But like I said, we both got Houston covering. Next up, we got probably one of the best NFC games you'll see all year. Green Bay at home with the New York Giants looking like world beaters last week. I mean, they put a whipping on Atlanta. The only difference is this week is they're going to be on the road. It's going to be a lot colder. You've got a well-rested Green Bay, but I'm still going to take the Giants to cover. Their defense looked so good last week. I think they're going to put enough pressure on it. And, Eli Manning still does have the weapons to move that ball downfield quickly. And so look for a little bit closer game than 7.5 points. Green Bay still ekes out a win. 53 is the over-under. Give me the over. Look for a shootout, and I hope it is. So.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over also. I think that's a given in this game. But I'm going to take Green Bay to cover here. They kind of, the last 2 or 3 weeks leveled off. They're getting some people healthy. You got Balaga back. You got Clifton back at tackle. Aaron Rodgers, one of the top-rated quarterbacks against the blitz. If you try and pressure him, he's gonna find the holes in your defense. I like Green Bay to win this game and kind of bounce back from the last couple of weeks they had and really make a statement. And with the Giants, even though they're playing really well, throughout the year they go on a run and play a couple games really well, and then just they'd fall apart against a team you wouldn't expect. But granted, it's Green Bay, but I can see Green Bay winning this game by 10, 14 points.
Okay, that's going to do it for this week. We'll let you know how we did. We really haven't put anything on paper yet as far as what we're going to do gambling-wise. But we've got the division round this week. We've got championship round next week. And then we got a week off. Then we got the Super Bowl, which he'll actually be in Vegas for that. So I don't know what we're going to do for that show. And other than that, we will see you guys next week. And take care.